This meeting is being recorded.
stay in this as much as we can. There will be some movements within SFC. What those movements are, I do not know yet, and I hate that that's the answer I have for you, but that's what I have. So I know Tommy will touch on it briefly as well, but pretty much everything that was said in that meeting is what I know. Moving forward, I will do, my absolute best to give everyone all the information that I have. All right, on to, some other things. So student forums for presidential candidates, are this and next week. We posted that on our, Instagram. So if you're looking for those times, certainly check there. You've also gotten an email. Please encourage your constituents, and your classmates, to go to those and go to them yourself if you're able. We also got a short email today about the student conduct code. So if that's something that students are interested in, I don't, the Dean of Students Office is a good resource for any questions going on there. Student choice voting is also about to begin. So Hallie and I have been working with the president's office on getting, nominations in, from graduating seniors, for an outstanding faculty member to speak at commencement. So, we've had multiple nominations come in for that. We're just going through the method on how to get votes in. So you'll see an email, a second email from ASMU come out. Please encourage your constituents to interact with that. And if you are a graduating senior, please interact with that. Just a few more things here, or actually, that's the last thing, because Sienna's gonna touch on academic senate, rather.
Any questions or comments for Cassidy at this time? Alrighty then. In that case, Sienna, take it away.
This last week I finished more committee appointments and I also got more information on when certain committees meet. And then I went to the student forum for presidential candidate #1 and I really liked him and I definitely recommend going for next week if you guys can. And then for academic senate today, they had a presentation on AI and where the university stands on it. And then we had some core solutions and general cut movements. If you have any questions, I can forward you the Senate agenda. And then last Thursday, we had one interview and it went good for the health sciences and professional studies rep. And then I've had a few people express interest in applying to be a member on ASMU. So the appointments committee has decided to expand our onboarding process by spending 2 weeks or so promoting our application and what representatives we're specifically looking for. And then we're doing this to ensure that I appoint the best possible individuals for these positions. That's all I have.
Ben B.
Is it possible we can start setting the Senate agenda GA?
Yeah, why not? Any other questions or comments for Sienna at this time? Alrighty then, your turn, Tommy.
Hey everyone, so starts with our current balance for ASMU. It's currently $9,228.15. The balance for SFC has recently changed as we've absorbed some funds from Student Art Gallery and Campus Cinema, which is now a total balance of $47,273.06. We as SFC has had a handful of budget requests come in. We've approved some already and recently interviewed some applicants to fill the committee. Other news, as some of you may already know, concerns have been raised about executive orders on DEI and how they might impact campus activities and SFC's role in supporting these activities and organizations. I want to reaffirm everything Cassidy has relayed to us here. Compliance is key. The threat of federal litigation is a major concern for SFC, ASMU, and the university at large. And there are still many unanswered questions that Cassidy and I are working to address with administrators. In the meantime, SFC is trying to maintain transparency with student orgs that are requesting for funds for any events that fall under a gray area. And we're asking that they wait patiently as we search for answers from administration. We also encourage groups to look for external fundraising to support those events and just advise that they allow some time for administration to determine what is legally responsible and sound for SFC and NMU as a whole. So we appreciate everyone's patience during these times. I know it's really challenging for all of us. hope you can all remain optimistic and focus on, creating an enriching experience in as many ways as possible. Thank you.
Any questions or comments for Tommy? Alrighty, we can get going with my report then. First thing, okay, GA members, I moved you around today. That's just because I feel like we don't have a lot of time to get to know each other. So hopefully, maybe if we move it around, you can talk to your people next to you, not during the meeting, but around the meeting. Just not to encourage that. But yeah, so don't, yeah, that might keep happening. So keep your eyes open. All right, committees. So just to confirm, ASNMU committees and your university committees, those are like required things to go to. It's the same rules with like our General Assembly meetings. If you miss 2 of them, like there's like problems at that point. And then so for our minutes, I just wanted to let everybody know in case anybody gets like asked. Our minutes are like they're on our website. We have been posting them to our to our Instagram, and our recorded ones go to YouTube too. So plenty of places to find them in case anybody needs to know. Basic some things, basic email etiquette, just wanting to, I plan on following up with this at a later time. But expect something from me, just like a doc or something going over like just like really honestly basic things, making sure we're CCing the right people and like communicating before we do anything really. That's all I have for today. Amelia?
If it's like, yay, I told you beforehand versus. Does that make a difference in anything, or is that like just straight up message?
No, it definitely, yeah, no, they're like excused absences and stuff. And I can, oh geez, I can go over that. I'm not sure why that's happening. When I go send that doc out, my apologies. That got me. Can't even press a button. Any other questions or comments for me? All right, in that case, we can go on to new business, sorry, starting with some committee reports from our academic affairs chair, Ben.
Finish contacting deans and department heads. Very responsive this year. Definitely involved in a lot of it, reaching out to some professors as well who might not be on our contact list. And then Ben and I have talked about AUP, meeting with them, seeing if they can link us and their contract residents as well. So they're involved for that. Other than that, just getting things rolling. So
Any questions or comments for Ben? Yeah, Cassidy.
Rick Minjan, I believe, is the president of AUP at the university there. Yeah. We're supposed to confirm.
Yeah,
Yes. So if you need that.
yes.
That, open the door.
I'd reach out to them. Got it.
Perfect. In that case, Jack with student affairs.
Good evening, everyone. We are working on our ongoing student affairs initiatives, including the period project. Members of our committee have been diligently stocking each bathroom with kits, and it seems to be going well so far from what I know. We're waiting on news from Tom's apologies, on what's due about the career closet, so as soon as I get more information on that, I will relay it to all of you. Our meeting last Monday went over expectations on visiting student organizations and expectations for other items such as office hours, the period project, and all the other programs that we're involved in. The primary focus of last meeting was discussing what events we would like to create this semester. We'll discuss event details at our next meeting. But at our past meeting, our members were able to chime in with some ideas, including but not limited to a student input box, mental health events, student organization skill fair, unwind activities during finals, civic engagement events, and events we can co-host to help support diversity groups on campus, such as using old OEP, Office of Opportunity Empowerment People programming. And then next week, we will go into more detail about what these events look like, how we can make them happen, how we'd like to get involved on campus, And then we're hoping to get some more information from Jeff and Cassidy about how the trunk or treat will play out for this year. I don't have any reports so far from university committees, but we'll be discussing that next Monday, kind of talking about how I would like those reports to go, what I would like to hear from university committees. And then in the near future, we'll be doing grad gown prep and organization, which I'm working in conjunction on with Hallie to create a successful system for. So as soon as we kind of nail down a system and figure out how we want to organize that, I will let you know, and we can start getting the grad gown sign up going as soon as possible. As always, please reach out to me or say something now if you have any questions, comments, or concerns about the programs we're working on or would like to support us.
Beautiful. Any question, like you said, any questions or comments for Jack? Alrighty. We can move on to budgets, just one today. Farmers Market Music by Ruby.
Okay, so this is that follow-up to last week's, budget. As far as Hallie's question, or like
Oh.
proposal budget, I wasn't sure how the best way are, like, monetary, like when we get the budget groups, whatever's best, we can distribute it that way, whether that's getting cash or a check or however Amelia can give it to us. Based off what Ash said when I spoke with her, they usually charge around $100, but she did understand that with like it being less and they're kind of backdating on it, she'd be happy with 50, so I decided to meet in the middle, 75 for each of them. If we ratio that out, they were there for 4 hours. And then they were performing some 3 of those 4 hours that were on site for all 4, so if that's for you guys a livable wage, that's what I came up with. So that would be a total of 150 for both of them, or if they want to split that up, however they split their efforts and time. Is what we have. Yeah, and then I also, we'll see later, I wrote up kind of a template for us to use in the future to avoid this kind of backdated payment process. So we can go with that for not just the Wildcat Farmers Market, but any event that we like bring in an outsider or student vendor for bookings purposes.
Beautiful. Any questions or comments before we potentially vote or motion? Riley?
This budget negotiated and agreed upon prior to performance.
No, so that was the question that was kind of brought up last week, which is what I did like a talking point about how we all felt about it. Obviously, they said they were fine with not being paid because they understood that it was kind of like she reached out because she wasn't sure if there had been an agreement. I will say, I feel like this farmer's market, there was some of the feedback and also got having less communication with them right now. It's kind of stressful. We have less hands on deck here. So with that, there wasn't as much open communication with vendors and performers. So, she was fine with not getting paid, but I do feel like it's important for us to set a precedent that we value students. And with that, I think including like, especially as students. And like, even if they're not performing next year, kind of having this precedent for farmers in the future. And then did you have a second one, sorry?
On that, like, for the same thing, since there was nothing that you agreed upon before, we would say, like, if we agree before for next year, you're welcome to come back and we can agree on this price before they perform next time. But I feel like that would still have that trust there.
Yeah, totally. My only other thought is that they might be graduating seniors, this year or not in Marquette for next year. So, they had done the service and do the service professionally, like within Marquette. And so I asked them, their normal rates for what they do. Again, this is something we're voting on, like, that's why I brought it up too as a point for last week. It's something for us all to agree on. It was my personal opinion that I think we should compensate students, and then again, for future, I wrote up that kind of, now we have kind of a contract to go off of. So I think this is totally a learning experience and therefore kind of a rocky budget to be proposing, but, yeah, that, I agree though, like, definitely something that we can learn from and activate better.
Cassidy?
Yeah, I have no opinion either way, because I see both sides. I think we had a really good discussion about it last week. I just wanted to say for like minutes clarification, we did have a robust connection with the band over the summer. I was able to connect with them, I think, like more than 6 or 7 times over DMs. So where like the vendor list and things like that was a little bit rockier because there was only one person doing it. I know for a fact that Total Head certainly did have that time So if that helps you like with that question a little bit more, because I think that's where you were going with it. The communication was very open beforehand. I, however, do see Ruby's point significantly. Their students, their time is valuable, all that good stuff. So I just wanted to make sure every piece of information was
Out there.
eliminated.
Yeah, appreciate that. Ben B.
They expect to pay beforehand.
It was, I got a text after the market had happened, wondering if they weren't, sure if there had been movement before that was set. And then that's when I brought it up. I had not given them a definitive answer. I told them I'd be bringing it to, BA to talk about for us to discuss it. She just genuinely wasn't sure if there was or how they should be looking for payment.
Any other questions, comments, or potentially maybe motions at this time? Benti? Any seconds, Alyssa? Alrighty, all in favor, please raise your plaques. Alrighty, that passes. Moving on to our next topic, it's going to be appointments, starting with Ben Brock to Admissions and Academic Policies Committee. Presented by Sienna.
As Vice President of the Associated Students of Northern Michigan University, I am appointing Ben Brock to the Admissions and Academic Policies Committee. I believe Ben's commitment, dedication, and teamwork skills make him an excellent candidate, and I am confident that he will be a valuable addition to this committee. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to contact me. This appointment requires a 3/4 vote by General Assembly.
Do I see any questions, comments, or motions? Anybody? Ruby, thank you. Tom? Yep. Alrighty, I'm coming around.
That's okay.
Wait, well, I have. Oh, wait, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I can.
Here you go. Oh, so that fast. How many more we got? Ready? I got. Here. You'll press our hands. Literally.
Oh, I should be.
Oh, what? Did I miss somebody? Oh, I'm sorry. I was saying something. Oh. Okay, this appointment passes.
On to our next one. Ben Trevelyan to the Committee of Undergraduate Programs by Sienna.
As Vice President of the Associated Students of Northern Michigan University, I'm appointing Ben Trevelyan to the Committee on Undergraduate Programs. I believe Ben's passion, determination, and work ethic make him an excellent candidate, and I'm confident that he will be a valuable addition to this committee. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to contact me. This appointment requires a 3/4 vote by the General Assembly.
Do I see questions, comments, or motions? Tom? Any seconds? Emma? Alrighty, this is a closed vote.
You choose it yourself. Don't worry. Does anybody know how to make a vote?
Alrighty, this appointment passes.
All right, moving on to our next appointment. It's gonna be Nicholas Wheatley to the Committee of Internationalization by Sienna.
As Vice President of the Associated Students of Northern Michigan University, I am appointing Nicholas Wheatley to the Committee on Internationalization. I believe Nicholas's dependability, professionalism, and passion make him an excellent candidate, and I'm confident that he will be a valuable addition to this committee. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to contact me. This appointment requires a 3/4 vote by the General Assembly.
Any questions, comments, or motions? Anybody? Michaela, sorry. Ruby. Alrighty, so we're close. No, y'all.
Oh.
Thanks. Right, this appointment passes.
All right, everyone. Next appointment is gonna be Jack Belcher to the Honors Board by Sienna.
Vice President of the Association of Harvard University, I'm appointing Jack Belcher to the Honors Board. I believe Jack's drive, work ethic, and commitment make him an excellent candidate, and I'm confident he will be a valuable addition to this committee. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to contact me. This appointment requires a 3/4 vote by the General Assembly.
Questions, comments, motions? Ben B,
Motion to vote.
Jack? Alrighty, so we close vote.
Alrighty, this passes.
And then our last appointment for the evening is going to be Emma Kaiser to the, also to the Honors Board by Sienna.
As Vice President of the Association of Harvard University, I'm appointing Emma Kaiser to the Honors Board. I believe Emma's creativity, dedication, and teamwork skills make her an excellent candidate, and I'm confident she'll be a valuable addition to this committee. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to contact me. This appointment requires a 3/4 vote by the General Assembly.
Any questions, comments, or motions? Michaela. Ben B.
Second.
Alrighty, this will be a closed vote.
Alrighty, this passes also.
Yes, like a poetry slam. All right. Next, all right, members with discussion, just Ruby with future entertainment agreements, which she talked about earlier. Take it away.
Yeah, so back to what I was talking about previously, this is kind of ensure this situation doesn't happen again in the future. I left it pretty nondescript, so that way we can use it for other events other than just the farmer's market. I do have it currently saying like the farmer's market in that first part, but this is just like an agreement that honestly, we could have something, I think most of the vendors kind of do this through the ticketing process, so just because previously we were doing the performers through the ticketing office, this kind of got negated. But this is just an agreement, there's no liability on ASMU if cancellation occurred, we don't pay them for what they haven't done. If we're paying them in some other form, if it's like a free booth space or merch, or if they're just doing it for the sake of advertising, that's covered. This is something for like, when we do Zumba again next year in the future, Mark Chevy can do this contract, those kind of things. Yeah, that's pretty much all. If you have any additions, if anyone is more of a contract whiz than I am, I feel like Carter, you can take place in this.
Yeah. Good to know. Thank you.
Yeah, so we can look at that too, is adding that in. Just, I think this would be good policy from.
Anybody else have discussion about this? Michaela.
Great prediction. I'm kind of surprised they haven't done this before.
I think we were caught up in the excitement of the farmer's market happening last year, that a few of these kind of things would.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I think this is a very good idea.
Alrighty then, we can move on to public comment. Any public comment? All right. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
And, the Northern Center has floated Prison Odds as an external group for the upcoming 29th annual drag show. Would it be possible to get more information as to if it's happening to other student organizations or if this is specifically targeting PBI student groups?
Yes, I will follow up with, Jeff tomorrow, but like our in-office person as well. I'll get some more info about that. Was she able to, I know that she had mentioned to you at the meeting on Wednesday that she may be able to follow up with you on some more information about that, because you brought it up then, was she able to?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll follow up.
It was also brought up to us that, it was stated that it was because we have charged for community member tickets that we were being charged as an external group. But charging for community members tickets for the drag show was something that the SFC had requested we do so that they could collect the money that, from the tickets to continue to fund this event in the future. We have charged for tickets for, well, at least the past 5 years. I'm sure it dates back later. This was what I could find records for. And we have not been charged as an external group until this year. And we cannot find a procedure in writing stating that the Northern Center will begin charging student organizations to rent the space. Because previously we have been able to rent the space for free.
Okay, it's important information to know. So you have always had, well, not always, but as far as you know, there have been tickets and you've not been charged externally for those times either. Okay, I will,
We have the information from all these past shows. I'm sure that was, yeah.
but okay. All right, I will follow up. I'll make that appointment with meeting with Jeff tomorrow, but I'll also bring it a little more local too.
And if there is a procedural change, we could, or at least have it put on the website, so we
If you know, if I know of a procedural change, I'll get it in your inbox. ASAP. That sounds good.
Yeah, go ahead, Tommy.
We're here. We're gonna be working closely on this, and we'll both be in touch.
you know, our student organization is.
I have a student organization email, and I know I have your email. Would you prefer it go right to Peers and Allies, or do it? Okay, understood. Thank you.
Any other public comment? Yeah, go ahead. Welcome.
Welcome.
No, thanks for being here.
But, you know, if they're with the administrators not considered, like, I feel like I haven't seen any kind of public comment from the administrators about like the kind of things that are happening with like the FFP and like a lot of our pediatrics and things like that. And I work in vision, so I've been able to talk to people about it and just been able to explain a lot to me. But I feel like with like the local article, a lot of people speaking about it, might be misdirected, and I feel like a lot of people are feeling like the university and like healthcare, but that's not obviously what's actually happening, and it's like it's such a complex issue. And so I was just wondering if you guys know if the administrators are considering making a comment or like sending out an email and saying like, hey, this is like what's going on. I know that it's tricky, and so maybe that wouldn't be the best because they kind of can't get it out. I was just wondering if that was a thought that was.
Podcast today.
Just based off of what, sorry, just based off what I've talked with Jeff and Cindy about. I know I had a plan to do a student summit with administrators, like, at the end of the semester, kind of November, I think, not necessarily end. And they wanted to kind of shift the student summit towards this. My thoughts as a student is that that's not prompt enough. So I think that's what their main goal was with the meeting in the president caucus last week. However, I agree with you. I don't think that really gave many students a lot. So what I'll do is I'll bring that up to Jeff as well. I haven't noted your public comment or email. Cause maybe an email would be something. I know that someone brought up during the meeting on Wednesday, hey, can we get something in writing? And one of the answers was, unfortunately, until our lawyers say we can give X, Y, Z in writing, we cannot give X, Y, Z in writing. So that might be a response, however, that doesn't mean I can ask. So I'll ask a question.
Okay.
No, also, I was unable to go to because of I assumed that was all of that, and also what kinds of things, like are being asked. Also, there's ASMU like separate thing. Because I know I wrote the list of questions and concerns that I sent to the SMU member, like 4 things that I would definitely like to cover. So I just wanna know kind of like what's being asked of them.
Yeah, go ahead, Cassidy.
I'm definitely looking on someone else about today's forum, because I wasn't able to make it. But ASMU was a part of, PSAC, Search Advisory Committee. I was a member, and I've tried my best to let our representatives know, to tell their constituents that I'm on it, and to bring feedback to me. And a number of our representatives did a really good job at bringing feedback. So I was able to kind of incorporate that in the conversations we had with candidates directly. So that piece I know for you, however, the forums themselves, I don't know yet. So I'll let someone else go on that one.
Alyssa? Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Regarding the questions that you sent me, if I'm being honest and being transparent, we danced around majority of them like did revolve around DEI and things like that nature. And Jeff Corby kind of took a moment and was like, just so you know, like, this isn't gonna like affect like your hiring process, but this is what students want to hear about. And so his personal stance is he believes that that is a strong foundation of the university. He wants to find ways to incorporate that without harming our federal. But as that's been stated so clearly, that's really extremely difficult for us to navigate. That's continually ongoing. But one thing he did say is he wants to hear and wants to work on it and communicate with students less of what we obviously cannot do, what we're restricted by these by this funding regulations, and more what we can do to provide assistance to these struggling groups and organizations on campus. And that's pretty much all we can do.
Thank you, Alyssa. Yeah. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
For how the university will connect to the board members.
Yeah. So the only thing I know is what Sean Reese was talking about at the meeting, which she made a comment about keeping arm's length from the whole process. However, exploring how they might be able to me, that doesn't give me much, because we're all students, we can all be honest with each other. To me, I don't know that. So what I think ASMU can have a conversation about moving forward is how do we help support that external fundraising without tying it specifically to the things that are being attacked by executive. So I think that these are conversations that are gonna happen in our student affairs and our academic affairs meetings. Then they come back to us and give us some of their ideas. And then we say, hey, it's great. If people keep coming to public comment, that would be great, because you'd be able to say, actually, I don't like that idea, that wouldn't help us. Yes, I love that idea, that would help us. And then what I can do moving forward is run everything by Jeff and Sean Reese and Cindy, and just make sure that everything is good, because that's where I'm at with that specific question.
Michaela?
Can I answer it better?
Oh. Go ahead, Michaela.
It is so hard because ASMU is also not, it's also in the dark kind of in this one. The executive order really limit a lot of things we can do, and also when it comes to with their work and stuff, we also just got unsure about COVID as well. It is extremely frustrating and you, and it's a really important area. It is really federal for public DI. However, we are really trying to best and the back, everything has been said. And Melissa, these presidential nominees can help in ways, and also they are restricted. Something going to this presidential forum will be very insightful, helpful, for especially. Yeah. We both try, do our best, and I think we can try to do that, as you said, obviously not gonna just for you each day, and trying to gain more insight, but we are with you, and we certainly, I do apologize, because I feel we experience a lot of confusion, so.
Ruby?
I guess it's kind of like more of an answer that might stem more questions, but was kind of a priority of student affairs with it's kind of refers to all student orgs, but specifically diversity orgs, is that we all, as members of student affairs, take on, student orgs that we will be building connections with, like, we take on larger ones that are active in our careers and allies, Black Student Union, AIM Student Union, NASA, eco reps, these larger orgs that we know are very active with Black universities. And a lot of us, and we each took on a set number that we'll continue throughout the semester trying to work with. And with that, we kind of took ones that we were interested in. I took on some of the diversity orgs, as I mentioned, for some of you with your previous meetings. I previously worked at the diversity office and lost my position to the budget cuts, and so did a lot of members of our staff. So we all that didn't feel that effect as well. With that, our intent is to help do programming, doing these events and doing things that can connect to your population of students. What the limitations on that will be from ASN and this funding, I don't think we know that, but that is our intent. Like, we want to help students, especially in the monetary ways, because it's your student activity fee that makes our budget, that makes these things possible. Like, we're aware of that. Because it's our funding too that's going to these things, right? Like every dollar of student activity fee comes from a student, comes from their family working hard, comes from them working hard, all of these things. And we're aware of that. So we want to put your money and our money to the best use for the most students possible. And with that, we hope to partner with Orange as much as we can this year to support the needs that they might not. Whether that's people for fundraising, whether that's volunteers for events, whether that's money for events, whatever it is our mission to do that. That's what we're doing.
Jack?
So as chair of student affairs, we meet bi-weekly every other Monday, so this coming Monday, we're gonna meet at 6 p.m. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe those are open to the public.
Yep.
So you're more than welcome to come up to me after this meeting, and I'll give you, details on when we're meeting for that, if you'd like to talk to our committee in more detail about what you're doing, and if you have any suggestions on how to do best support you. I can also, if they haven't reached out already, connect you directly to representatives that are assigned to your organizations that will be working with you to help you with, this issue and many others. And I already have on the agenda, this is something we're going to discuss, especially after passing with Jeff with more information. I'm sure that's going to do that my way. We'll discuss everything on Monday. So if you'd like to, send one of your representatives to talk to us, that would be great. Please, I can give you information for that meeting. If you want to do that, please do that information. If you have any other members, please call us at the student meeting. So come by the after this meeting, and I will be,
Alyssa?
Yeah, sorry, I clear, about missing the forum. I was told that they were recorded, and once all the participants have visited, children, that either a transcript or like a video or whatever was done will be uploaded to the executive search website.
Thank you, Alyssa. Yeah, go ahead.
Excellent. I don't. And I know I really see. Well, apart from that, I have one other comment. So last semester, I went to one of the diversity and STEM panels. So there were a lot of different faculty members there and also students. And so I'm a biology student, and I know a lot of my faculty we're being affected at least last semester, by a lot of my executive was like, with scrubbing research and shutting down labs, it's like funding and things for that. And basically, just a lot of these professors and faculty members were telling us about how overwhelmed and stressed that they were. And, I was asking like how students can support them, and they were obviously like, well, that's what we got. And I'm feeling a lot from my professors who are so anxious and overwhelmed and stressed because all these other people are reaching out to them about research and things like that being canceled. And so I tried to email some of the administrators about it, but I just never heard a response. And so like I would like to follow up more with that to try and get more support from my faculty. And so I just wanted to know what you guys think that I should do about that, where I should do that.
Ben?
Their faculty's very involved this year. We started the year out by emailing department heads and other professors as well. And they all share this kind of common wisdom of discontent with things. The contact's being continued, but the more will come talk to me and us about that too. We'll figure that out. We'll talk a little more.
Do I see any other public comment? Yeah, go ahead. Wha- Yeah, go ahead, Cassidy.
I would say I can't give you direction on that because like, I don't know how that, like, if that means that we're fun, you know what I mean? So that's another thing I'll add to the agenda. I just wrote business cards and stickers used to be from the ODI and Anderson and you help students with these in the future. So that's another thing I've added to my agenda.
Any more public comment? I've been loving hearing it. This is really nice, like we love this. Keep it up, please. All right, go to the order. Wow, no, go to the order? Okay, Ben B.
Some soft, but I've been doing a lot of research for a paper and it's involving kind of the history of ASMU. We're founded in like complete flame and ash, and I feel like we've kind of lost the mission of it. We need to take a stance on things more. You can be bipartisan and take a stance on things, and Howard Zinn always said you can't be neutral on a moving train. And I feel like with things going on now, let's take a stance on things. We can take a stance while being safe about it. And leads me to presidential candidates. Let's try to get a survey of student opinion and make an endorsement of a candidate, get to the board of trustees. I feel like that's important. They're gonna want to hear from us for that. That's our president. So I feel like that's what we should be working on. So all I gotta say.
Alyssa.
Just the feedback form, I know that they have the direct feedback forms and they're gonna be partnering that with a comprehensive. I think that's coming out at the end of the entire search. So I don't know if that's helpful in like the analytical sense or if you want like.
I think in ASU we should make an endorsement of student population. So that'd be helpful for them and for us. So.
Amelia. All good love. It's a long night. Venti.
Dr. Howard obviously was here and now he's gone. And I know Sam and I were at the student forum. I think we were the only ones. And then obviously let's have the opportunity to have dinner with him. But that's 3 of our members got to meet Dr. Hayek. So then it's kind of hard to say, well, if more of us go next time, that's kind of a little bit unfair to him. If only 3 of the how many of us can speak on him, that would be my one concern with, we'd have to be careful with that.
Michaela.
Hard, because
the meetings are during the day, so obviously we'll have classes and we can't make it, and I think if we were to do an endorsement, we would have to have majority agree or all of us agree and who we decide to endorse, and I feel as though that is hard. With personal bias and opinion, that will be difficult. I think it's a good idea. I also think we would have to be, like you said, prevalent, very prevalent in the presidential forums. And we have to agree, okay, we should all really go to that and make an effort to, if we're going to endorse, really make a stance and do as much research as possible. Which would be just
Hope not to cut anybody short who has their plaques up. I would say that like this is whether we decide to endorse or not, certainly a great topic to be expanded on. But I would just encourage everybody to go. We're all students. This is going to be our next university president. ASNMU or not, we should all like be sharing our voices for like as student wise. But do we anybody who wants to expand on? Yeah, Cassidy.
I was just having a thought, it's like,
Share it.
if everybody got the same feedback from all students, then I would find that like super easy. Like if every single one of us had feedback from our constituents that was, love this person, endorse this person, for their student representatives, like we should do that. I just don't know in any world if that's something that happens. And then we leave out representing some students who maybe wanted this person or whatever. So I don't know, I love the idea. I think it's something to navigate through. It's a GA thing ultimately, I think. So that's just my thought.
That's the risk with democratic process, I guess.
Ben D.
Sort of to Ben T's point about, the limited people that were able to meet the one candidate, and then the fact that we have to work around the schedule of these.
Yeah.
What, I could be like off the mark, but what is to stop us from arranging ourselves?
Likely their schedule. They're probably, I believe, and somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, they're in Marquette for like X to Y and they're booked like the entire time. But Cassidy, please.
About if we could get them to come to GA. Someone asked me about that. Yeah, and I did follow up and. No.
I don't blame them.
The timeline for which they're here, like they've jam-packed, students see them at this time. Faculty members see them at this time, staff sees them at this time, they get to eat lunch maybe this time, and the dinners are also full of people they've never met before, so like. I don't know that's probably.
I saw him on his golf cart. All over the place.
Ben T.
They're-
If it's at 5 or 5:30, but they do hold a community forum, and students are welcome to attend this as well. And it's not all students, so it's a little bit different because it will be alumni, faculty and staff, and students are welcome and encouraged to attend that too. And if you can't make that, that is later in the day, and students are welcome and encouraged to attend those as well.
Yeah, thank you. Absolutely. Yeah, go ahead. No, you're okay.
I saw. But, I find it very valuable that I have friends who are in ASNMU now, and that I was able to send my questions directly to them. But I'm wondering if for all the students that aren't able to go to this month, like, if, like, you guys would be able to send out, like, I don't know, like, a form or something. They don't listen.
I mean, we're here to speak for the students. So if anybody sends us something like, hey, we want this brought up, that's quite literally our job to bring it up. So go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, Ruby.
Public comment or all public here. Do you guys, like, what means of communication do you think is most effective from ASNMU to you? Email? Like, okay.
I'm seeing nods of agreement.
Oh,
Anybody?
perfect. like
Yeah,
for
goods.
how we
Yeah.
get stuff out, like our social media, I mean, you can see it across like pretty much any NMU like student org or like faculty department. Engagement on like Instagram and those things are relatively low, right? I work in career services and we get like 3 likes. Like, it's a little sad, right? But like, we just wanna know the best ways that we can like reach students and like, if sending you an email with a form is you think the most effective way, like we'll do that. If it's having tablings and Jamrich, like we can invest energy and time into that. Like, we're all spending a lot of time doing things for ASNMU, but it doesn't mean anything if you guys don't feel like it's being effective. So that's kind of my question too.
Amelia.
Like, as much as person, but I didn't like really get caught up in like those messages. The Wildcat Willie like bot thing that texts me though, I see that every single time. And I'm just wondering, could it be possible, like, that's like, I know a lot of people ignore it, and I know a lot of people have it blocked. But, but would it be helpful to like maybe see if we could get some information about us on that? To see if like, cause everyone's on their phones all the time, so if they're not checking their email, they're gonna see the Wildcat text.
But PR, and when I could reach out about.
I was about to say, we have no qualms reaching out. Go ahead. Please keep sharing.
Well, I'm gonna be honest, I feel like tabling multiple times, like student affairs, and I still walk away not really knowing much about it. That's my completely honesty, and part of it's just been like a little bit interest on my part, like I've become a lot more like interested in it this year. But I feel like you guys do so much more than like I and like the general public are kind of aware of, and I feel like because like I don't see things on Instagram, so it's not what's going on. But I feel like emails are really helpful, and then discussing it. Like the Wildcat Willie thing, I think that would be helpful, and I feel like with emails, even if people aren't checking their emails, like I feel like the ones who are really invested and really care are the ones who check their email. Because I always get my emails from Anthony, as well as like from the president or from the new students, and so I feel like the people who care are like aware of what's going on. But I do feel like if you guys could send out more emails, maybe about, even if it's not like a form, but about like what's going on, what you guys are doing. I know we also like PR. We had a previous newsletter that we sent out monthly that was like hit or miss, I think. But PR is officially like fully staffed.
Fully.
This year. So we'll be meeting for the first time this week and working on things. So that kind of feedback is really great.
Yeah, like
So
amazing.
Getting more of that.
I didn't know what my student did either, like, like that's partially my problem, but I would just like more like, not like kind of transparency, and like, I'd like ASNMU honestly to be more in my face.
Okay.
Because I think you guys.
Heard. Heard. No. Yeah. Oh, we look forward to having you. Alyssa, you brought her? Good job. Oh, Emma. Good job. Good job. No, thank you for speaking. Do we have any more go to the order? Or does anybody else in public want to say something? You're more than welcome to. At any, yeah, go ahead, Dawson.
I was pretty much at public comment there. That's mentioned, that's all. Say that it's just more than one person.
Good. That's
About us being-
No.
about us. We should be annoying.
I don't think No.
All right. It's going on the PR board. Be more annoying. Got it. All right. Sorry. Anybody else? Go to the order, public comment, anything? Hit us with it. Okay. Thank you. Go ahead, Simon.
We'll say off of that, prior to last week, we didn't have Melissa's here now, she works in our office, she is working alongside of all the it's in the new. So with that too, we didn't have anyone checking our emails constantly or even manning the phones. Yeah, that's good to know that we haven't been easy to find. And I'm also hoping that with Alyssa being here, we are able to catch those people that aren't otherwise being caught. Yeah.
You guys go, please. They are on the hub, yeah.
I can go now.
Good to know. Thank you.
That was the first meeting. It says that, I do wanna clarify, it does say first meeting in, and that, so yeah. But definitely with PR being their first week back, they definitely will be getting some more stuff up.
I'm looking at the whole thing.
Yeah, thank you, because I do it, and on my end, I can see it, so if somebody else doesn't tell me, then I'm really have no idea. But, so, thank you. Do I see? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we will absolutely, Amelia, do you have something about?
I think this is also a PR thing that we're bring up as well. But I think it would be a good idea for us to put any of that information in the bio, so if it is on our Instagram, if it is having it in our posts. I think it's also something that we can have very up front and center, just so that everyone can know to look at our bio and where it is. On another note, I had something to bring up about affairs, not anything too serious, we didn't meet, but in terms of, I did get an email from one of our former representatives, and I have gotten back to her about the Wildcat Wall, and I'm in the process of updating a lot of our information that she had updated that never got fully introduced back into the files. I just wanted to make that clear because that is something that I think is important, even though we haven't traditionally talked about it a lot, because even I'm the director of the chapter, and I would really so I did want to make sure that students were aware of that and making sure that they had access to it. And once I get that out, they would.
Sweet, thank you, Amelia. All right. Oh, yeah, go ahead. What's your name? Josie. I'm gonna get used to that.
Also, I just think you guys should also advertise that this or public comment as part of this. I was scared to come and I was like, we know other public there. But
You chose a good day, actually. I'm gonna be honest.
I think we get more turnout. I feel like a lot of people are invested in it. Since we have some good reason since correct me if I'm wrong, right? I'm a tour guide, so I mean.
Hey.
But I'm sure that so many of those people are concerned and would love to come to these things and hear these things, because a lot of this is also cleared up a lot of things that I've been confused about. And also, again, with the Northlands article, for example, a lot of people get upset. I feel like it would kind of change people's perspective from being or it would redirect where their upsets are going. If people just were more informed about they can come here, I feel like it's I just think we should really advertise that public comment. I think it's quite intimidating. So, in my opinion.
No, thank you for your opinion.
Amen.
Anybody else? GA, public, anything? All right, before, okay, I'm gonna adjourn. All right. 10:04, everybody, thank you all for coming. Okay, they are, okay. What?
All the closed votes unanimous.
No. Why?
Essentially, the tally should go on the minutes. It's not made. It's like a tally.
Okay. Wait, thank you. Oh, will you turn that off?